In this video, I want to share with you some of the items that I think are baby must-haves for months 9 to 12. Well, actually, most of these items will probably last you more than these 4 months and last you much longer. However, I think that these items are fairly essentials starting around month 9 or so. I can't believe my son's already 1 year old. Babies grow to toddlers way too fast. And if I were you and your baby's still in these 9 to 12 month phase, I would soak it in because it's gonna go by in a blink. But anyways, let's get back to the topic of the items that me and my wife found that we use quite frequently during the 9 to 12 months period. And actually some of the items we actually used a little bit earlier. You might find yourself in the same situation, just depending on the growth of your child, because every child's different. There's no formula. The first item I want to talk to you guys about is this take and toss spill-proof straw cup. So right now, the way we're raising our child is that we're actually following the Montessori methods. So we've actually skipped out a lot of the sippy cups and everything already. And my son has already started to learn how to use a regular cup. The cup that he's been using is like the IKEA shot glass. It's just really good for him to hold. While my son is slowly learning and is decent right now and drinking water from a cup, it still takes a lot of concentration for him. So it's not the easiest if we're out on a walk or maybe we're just playing in the backyard. This is when we decided that we would need to introduce him to a straw cup. One of the main reasons why I really like this take and toss straw cup, it's not only because it's semi-spill proof, I'll get to that in a little bit, but because it's really easy for your child to learn how to drink from a straw with this cup. My son actually learned from it after the first try. Not the first sip, but maybe for a second or third sip, he was able to learn the concept of drinking from a straw. Without getting too complicated on all the science behind everything, I'll just kind of try to sum it up. Basically, what the cup has done really well is that it's sealed off completely, and the only way air and water is coming out is through the straw hole. So what this does is it actually allows you to assist your child when they're sucking on a straw to get the liquids out. You can gently push the side of the cup and water will come out through the straw. This cup is advertised as spill proof. However, it's not exactly 100% spill proof. I would say semi-spill proof. And the reason behind that is because if there's actually water inside the straw when the cup is tipped over, then whatever water in the straws, of course, is going to flow out of the cup. But that's the only water that will come out of the cup. Everything else would stay pretty much in the cup. Chances are at 9 months, your child is teething already. And we all know that once the child has teeth, we need to start teaching them the habit of brushing their teeth. When my child was younger, he actually started teething fairly early on. One of the toothbrushes that we actually used early on is this Frida Baby Smile Baby toothbrush. It's a little toothbrush where you kind of put your finger in it and you just kind of gently brush your child's teeth with it. This one was really great early on. However, once he started getting a little bit more teeth and a little bit bigger, he started biting down. And, well, you know, this is soft. It started hurting a bit. So me and my wife looked on to other toothbrushes now. And we went through quite a bit of toothbrushes, as you can see here. Naturally, since we're actually already using the Frida Baby toothbrush here, we decided to go for the Frida Baby like bigger toothbrush. However, my son did not like this one. And the reason my son actually doesn't like this toothbrush is because the bristles here are actually a little bit rough, especially for when they're teething, when their gums are actually sore. So last thing you want are a toothbrush that's actually kind of rough or very hard. So this started our journey of looking for a perfect toothbrush that our son liked and would actually get his teeth clean and without getting our fingers smushed. We got these two other toothbrush here. While this one here isn't too bad, it's pretty soft, but if you look at it, it's a fairly big toothbrush. And my son's mouth isn't that big yet. And this toothbrush here, the bristles are actually really tough. And not only are they tough, but the side guard here actually makes it really hard to get the toothbrush into the back of your child's mouth, especially since they're so small. Look how big the mouth of this thing is. Luckily, my sister-in-law was able to recommend the toothbrush that they use with my niece. And this is the Brilliant toothbrush here. It has really soft bristles and it's actually 360. So it makes it really easy to clean both your child's top and bottom teeth at once. And since we're already on the topic of teething, I think teething toys are a definite must-have. As you know that once your child starts teething, they get a little bit cranky. They're going to want something to chew on. And teething toys are great for that. The ones I have here are actually made in the USA. And the reason me and my wife chose to kind of stick with some of the teething toys that are made in the USA is because teething toys are meant for your child to constantly chew on. And I just feel a little bit safer when my child is chewing on something that's made here in the US versus something that's made in China. Well, the three I have here are actually made from two different companies. These two are by the Teething Egg, and this one's by Moonjax. This one is fairly simple one. It's a just kind of clear silicone looking. It feels really soft. It's nice for your child to hold and just chew on. My son really liked this one when he was younger. The only negative I would really say about this one is that it's a little bit too easy for your child to throw onto the floor, and which makes it a little bit annoying that you have to kind of rinse it every time your child drops it. So the two Teething Egg, you actually have the option of tethering it onto your child's bib or maybe their shirt. So if they drop it, either you or your child can actually pick it back up and they can start chewing it on again without worrying about it falling onto the floor and needing to rinse it. And the difference between these two is that the Teething Egg is meant for maybe some of the earlier stages where your child's front teeth are teething. They're able to kind of just chew on it easily to the front side. And then this one here is for the molars. As you can tell, they have little extensions here for them just to chew on. The next two must-have items I'm going to talk about is a little bit more of an icky subject. Well, not really that icky. It's just your child's nose. At a young age, your child isn't going to learn how to blow their nose yet. So you're going to have to help them clean it out. And these are the two items that me and my wife found were super helpful in getting our child's nose clean. This one is the Zarbee's Soothing Nasal Spray. And then the other item is the Oogie Bear nose cleaner. And the reason why I actually suggest you use these two items together is because we all know sometimes the mucus gets a little bit dried up in there, and just the Oogie Bear alone isn't really too comfortable to kind of dig in your child's nose to clean it. That's where the Zarbee's nasal spray comes in. It's a nice gentle mist. My son actually kind of likes it. Whenever I bring this up to him, he just kind of puts his nose into it now, and I do a nice little one squirt, not a full squirt, like a little tap, just to get some of the saline in there to kind of soften up some of the mucus so that we can use the nose cleaner. So if you're like me and doing baby-led weaning, then you know things get fairly messy. That's where the apron come in. And it sounds exactly what it is. It's a baby apron. And what's it for is to keep your child clean or cleaner. So it's a little bit easier to just get your child clean, and it doesn't get anything on their clothing. It doesn't stain it as often. And the reason why we like the apron one is because there's actually no arms. And we found that the ones with arms kind of distract my son a lot. Initially, we actually got this one from IKEA. It's the same kind of like waterproof material. However, the arms kept getting in his way and it was super messy. Things got all over the sleeves and everything. And he really didn't like wearing this one at all. So we've actually stuck with the apron where it gives him a little bit more free movement. And speaking of baby-led weaning, make sure to subscribe to my channel because next week I'm going to be releasing a video on how to pick a good high chair for baby-led weaning. Let me know down below in the comment section what you think about these items. Do you think they're baby must-haves? Or maybe you have some baby must-haves that you think will help out other parents. And if you like this video, make sure to give me a thumbs up and I'll catch you next time.